N1T3W40CH just redeemed light screen. Stormstis are just subscribed.
Alright, I was making some coffee. I'm hearing all kinds of crazy shit going off on my computer from the other room. What just happened? Let me see here. Good morning, Michael. Oh shit. What's happening? Motherfucker, you're subscribing to us? Hope you didn't pay money for that shit. It better been free. Did I make a you know what? Let me back out of what I got going on here. Let me see. Got a minute or two before this starts. Let's see. I don't think we did. But if we did, that's cool. 1 second here. No, it says I need a minimum of 3 average viewers on 4 different days. So we're almost an affiliate. At least as far as I can tell. We've got 3 out of 4. Path to affiliate completed. I just need 3 viewers on 4 different days. Concurrent viewership, including hosts and raids. It's not important. We'll deal with that shit later. Happens, it happens. Anyways. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today we have some crazy shit to get into. Let's see. Whoa. Why can't I get to my... Where's my chat? Did you bug out Twitch? I don't know, dude. If you did, that'd be kind of dope. Did you bug it out in a cool way? Sure, I'm gonna have to take a look at it. Let's see. Oh. No, you've come for. You have the founder badge. Nice. Oh, we're not an affiliate, but I guess you're the founder now, huh? And yes, we see that you have come to collect your daily coins right before you go Betty bye. It's interesting. Huh. Well. The audio is super loud today. You're going on that hike tomorrow? Hey, I was going to ask you, while you're out and about on that hike, if you wouldn't mind grabbing some video of like a kangaroo or some spiders or some crazy cool pets. Like, not pets, goddammit, not No Man's Sky. Crazy cool animals. My daughter was asking about Australian. Telling her I happen to have some friends that live over there. See if we can get some pictures or video for you. If you do, cool. If not, no worries. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And just throw it in the Discord. It'd be alright. As of 2020, Twitch allows users to subscribe to non-affiliate, non-partner streamers, enabling monetization for all creators from day one. Viewers can support any channel via paid subscription or bits, and streamers can use these earnings to purchase items on Twitch even before hitting payout thresholds. So, in English, what does that mean? Does that mean I can be an affiliate now? Hey, I like that green light better than I like the pink one.
Snuggle Plus 2 just redeemed green.
Thank you, Snuggle Plus 2. That TTS guy is kind of got a cool sound to him. Feel like we're official now. Interesting. You know, I'm gonna have to take a good look at all this today. Once the stream ends, I'll go check this stuff out. Have you made partner yet, or are you an affiliate, Mike? Affiliate? Okay. Doesn't say what that 1,000 followers. I figured you'd have been close to partner or something. Oh, it is super high. Well, we'll get you there. We will get you there. Let's check the Nintendo Switch. Alright, Nintendo Switch. So we found an interesting, I gotta move this screen over so I can see it better. That's wild. We found an interesting conundrum yesterday. I will explain. I do not understand it. So, as you can see, you can see where my character on my Nintendo Switch is currently standing. At the exact same door that I am standing on the PC. Now, if you take note of all the islands directly at your 12 o'clock, and then we go take notes on, oh wait, nope, that's still, yep. Okay, so that's PC. Here's the Switch. Now you take notes of the Switch. As you notice, none of the islands are in the same place, which wasn't too far-fetched for us at first, because we were building bases on this planet. Then when we had one of our buddies on the Switch come look at it, our base was completely floating in the sky. Let me see. Hop in our ship and we'll go look at it. As an example. Yeah, this is kind of weird. Let me see if I can put this on my main screen. Alright, so if we actually go fly over base is, I'm not gonna lie, this actually had me kind of heated yesterday. I could not figure out what was going on or how this was possible. I'll get to the part that's not making sense. As you see on the Switch, base I built on PC is floating. There's no island here. Alright. Now it wouldn't be too far-fetched to have everything generated in different places. Different consoles. Completely different motherfucker.
Snugglepos 2 just redeemed TTS.
Jesus.
Kangaroo
Criminy.
boing boing kangaroo boing boing kangaroo boing boing kangaroo boing boing kangaroo.
Oh, there goes my E for everyone rating today. Yeah, I can't even hear myself think, so I'm just gonna sit coffee and waiting for that shit to end. My God. Even the TTS guy is starting to get tired. You can hear his voice. Not again. Mother of God.
Snugglepos 2 just redeemed TTS. Kangaroo boing boing kangaroo boing boing kangaroo boing boing kangaroo boing.
I swear.
Boing boing kangaroo boing boing kangaroo boing.
Y'all motherfuckers need Jesus. He's getting slower. You can hear him getting tired. The TTS guy is getting tired of this shit. Alright, how do I stop that? How many times did you do it? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Did it 8 times? This guy.
Just redeemed TTS. Kangaroo boing boing kangaroo boing boing kangaroo boing boing kangaroo boing boing.
I'm not gonna stop it. We ain't no punk bitch. You can hear his ass getting tired. This guy. It's a fraction of his power. Well, I guess it's good that it's not all your power, I guess. Alright, let me do that. Where's the preview for the Switch?
Just redeemed TTS.
Oh
God.
View projector. Green one. Alright, there we go. What the big day will look like? Oh yeah, I'm sure. Alright, so see if I can focus with all this shit going off in my ears. Difficult as it'll be. Good God. Starting to regret giving power to all this shit. It's funny though. Good old family fun, I guess. Another TTS?
Snugglepos 2 just redeemed.
Or is it still just lagging? Good God. My wife's gonna have fun making clips and videos with this one. She's gonna die laughing as she does it too. Yeah, it's still going. It's only done like 4 and you did 8 of them. Alright, let's see if I can get back to where I was originally doing it is not the same part. Do it on foot.
Snugglepos 2 just redeemed TTS. Kangaroo boing boing kangaroo boing boing kangaroo boing boing kangaroo boing boing kangaroo boing.
Find the door that I started on. because there is a purpose to what we were doing, and it was kind of amazing, irritatingly amazing, because it's not supposed to be like this. The GameCube? Nice. Didn't even know that was a thing. Good God. I'm gonna have to make all that shit more expensive. Well, anyways. So on the Switch, you can see we're at the same doorway. And you can see that the islands for our base does not exist. Just a floating base, right? Now, here's the interesting thing. Certain rock formations and some things are the same between the two game saves, two consoles. Like for instance, this base right here exists in same space on both locations. We've got it at the Stargate right here, right? Same place. Equal to the both. What did it say? Says, oh, hey, 4 viewers are subject to this. Yeah, these poor bastards had to deal with your nonsense this morning. Well, y'all can go ahead and troll the shit out of this guy. Goddamn Australians. My God. When will it end? Tell me it's over. I think that's only 6 out of 8. Or is that all 8 of them? I think that's all 8 of them. Alright, cool. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. So, like I was saying, all these islands, they don't exist equally between the PC and the Switch, which wasn't far-fetched at first. The part that is wild, let me switch back over to the PC. Oh shit. Hold on, let me, how do I get rid of the viewing of this? Oh boy. Holy moly, yeah. Okay. What I get for opening that in a full screen. Let me get it open in a smaller. We'll go. There's a purpose to this little show and tell this morning. Spent 4 hours yesterday trying to wrap my head around this. And all documentation that we could find doesn't make any of it make any sense. Hold on. Why can't I find this? Alright, this is going to be a pain in the ass. Just close it. Okay, so back to the PC. So, as you can see, the islands do not match. Certain landmarks do. That wouldn't be too far-fetched, except the part that blows our mind is our buddy Josh, who started building on this planet about the same time we did. Go to his base. Where is it? Somehow, he has the only island that exists in real time between the PC and the Switch. He's on the exact same update, same hardware as the Switch, everything that I have, right? But makes absolutely no sense as how his island exists between the two, but no other island does. So if I go to his island right here, over here I think. Alright, we'll go land on Pandora. Maybe. Now this game had us pretty heated yesterday. We spent 4 hours trying to build bases that would match between the Switch and the PC. Like 30 plus bases. Should have done it on stream because it probably would have been entertaining to some. So, same exact landing pad that we're going to go land on the Switch. None of these islands will match between the two. Some of the landmarks will kind of closely match, The other interesting thing is, on the PC, you see no deposit here. On the Switch, there's a big copper deposit there. The part that makes this very interesting is once the planet is discovered and it's been rendered all for the first time, it doesn't regenerate. It doesn't change. It should be the exact same for everybody. Now, if, say, there's an update that hits PC first that changes the biomes, you'll see subtle changes between the two. What you won't see is different mountains, different islands, or different deposits. Now, I could be completely wrong. Now, the fact that this mofo somehow picked the only island randomly that actually is generated between the two saves is rather mind-blowing and dumb lucky. Oh god. Let's see. No, it is not normal. It is bizarre. And so every planet or every island that I build on Switch, I come on PC, it's floating. Every island I build on PC, I come on the Switch, it's floating. I could not find a single island that would work between the two. Somehow, this son of a bitch over here just happened to pick the only island that works between. It renders beautifully. I mean, these islands are already kind of buggy. As you can tell, some of the stuff doesn't. The collision for these islands when generated is not exact. They're almost flat straight through. And so when you see the terrain differences on the island, you can't really put stuff down all that well. They will float. Or they'll get stuck in the ground. And so as you can see, you can kind of see the line that is generated for the hitbox of this island. And that is equal between Switch and PC. No change there. But the fact that every single one of these islands is different between the two. Now the islands that I have found that are similar are the ones I can't build on. Like these pieces of shit here. Certain ones that do exist, can't build on them. Doesn't let you put a part down. And so I'm getting ready to submit. I gotta edit it down, make a video, and I'm gonna submit it to Hello Games and be like, what the hell is this? How is this possible? Because for the two to be completely different, but we're in the same planet, same galaxy, same everything. Hell, our homeboy is even running the exact same hardware that we are, same update, Switch 2, newest update. And that to be different from the PC or anything that I can do is wild. We even found the same thing in Galaxy 256 at our other island, Avatar Island-like place with waterfalls. We go there on the Switch, our shit's in the in the sky, not on an island. It's just randomly floating. So, if anybody has any ideas on how this is possible, I'm all ears. Because I tried to build on that island, it doesn't exist on Switch. When I try to build on, well, there was an island that's like right here on Switch, and then we're on the PC. It doesn't exist. There is an island there, but it's further back, smaller, and lower. So, the islands that are really close, that's all it is. They're just close. Like, the one right here, on PC, it exists right here. On Switch, it exists down there. I was thinking, okay, I'll just wait for the update and that should fix it. But that's not the case, because otherwise, how is it possible that this mofo right here was able to build a base that we can easily see from both? So if I stand on his roof, and I did this yesterday for about an hour and a half while he was actually building his base. He was wondering what the hell I was doing. And I was doing this exact thing. Where if I go to the Switch, let's see. Go back to the Switch here. I can't see what I'm doing on Switch. I gotta open the preview real fast. Where is it? Open preview projector. We're gonna open on. Alright, so now I can see it. So. Yeah, interesting, confusing, irritating. You're gonna ask my wife. I was crashing the fuck out. I was like, how is this fucking possible? All like for a couple hours. getting heated because the amount of time I wasted building on islands to try and find. It's like, surely, okay, it makes sense to have a few of them different, but to have every single one completely different. Yet, how did this guy manage to get the only island that exists between the two? It exists exactly the same as it does on Switch as it does on PC. Like, here we are landing on it. We'll get off, we'll go stand on his roof, we'll make sure we're in the exact same place, and we'll look at the skyline. You'll notice that it's different on both. And that wouldn't be too far-fetched, except for the fact that how is this the only base, only planet, or only island that is equal? So if you take note of the skyline here, see a lot of beautiful islands. There are less islands with all these, this guy. Oh god.
Snugglepos2 just redeemed.
You'll notice
TTS.
there are less with waterfalls. So switching back to PC. Oh shit, I forgot to get rid of the thing. My bad. Go to windowed. Let me minimize that. Back to PC. So, switching between the two. Yeah, I noticed it said you redeemed it, but it didn't play it. That's kind of funny. The TTS guy is like, fuck off. We're done. I promise you, I was in the middle of this, so I didn't go into the website for TTS or whatever it is to switch anything. Okay, so if we go between the two screens, see. You notice the skyline changes completely. So here, we'll even make sure to be standing at the exact same corner. Looking in the exact same direction. Bear with me. This is it's weird because I'm looking at the OBS mini screen and trying to play with the controller. And I am super shitty with the controller. Oh, the auto mod. I totally forgot about that. Hell yeah, he protected me this time. About time. So, Nintendo Switch Skyline. PC Skyline. Nintendo Switch. PC. Once again, this is the PC Skyline. Here's the Nintendo Switch Skyline. And yeah, I wasted many hours yesterday trying to figure out how that is possible. Because this planet was rendered and created, it was generated, discovered, whatever you want to call it, over 8 years ago. How did Josh find the one and only island that is equal on both different updates between the Switch and PC? The two hardwares? And so yeah, just kind of wanted to show you guys that I was losing my mind yesterday trying to figure out how this was possible. And if it is equally as confusing to you as it is to me, it leads me to know that I'm not losing my goddamn mind, and it is worth making a video and sending it to Hello Games, asking how this is possible. Yeah, no worries, man. Thanks for briefing us, hanging out. You have a good night, brother, man. Don't let those wallabies bite. Not sure exactly what a wallaby is. I think it's like a possum or something. But anyways, you have a good rest. Oh, I know. Any day you pop in there to steal coins, I'm wondering. You don't just say that. What do you mean, don't just say that? Don't let the wallabies bite? Like, don't let the bedbugs bite. It's like it's a normal saying. Oh, it's not a possum? I don't know what it is. I'm just a dumb American. I don't know what. I know all the animals on your island want to kill you. I don't know. Good morning, Jake. So what? Oh, it's a small kangaroo? Why not just call it a kangaroo? Or is that like how we call a baby cow calf? And a cow cow? Okay, I think I get it. I didn't think it was possible, but it seems today that we might have offended our Australian counterparts. Anyways, you have a good rest, buddy. I'll catch you later. Oh, that's right. It is a Joey. Well, there's a while. I'm gonna have to Google this. The way you can go to bed, and I'll educate myself. Common name for small, mid-sized macropods found in Australia and New Guinea. Okay, well, we just learned something today. I thought there was just kangaroos and baby kangaroos. God damn, the rabbit holes we end up on the stream, I swear. Tell you what, though, the more I learn about Australia, the more I really want to go hike around in the outback. There's a specific area in the outback that I wouldn't mind going. It's typically not advised to hike around because there's a lot of government facility, U.S. base, all that stuff. I'm not going to name the place, but there's a specific place I wouldn't mind checking out. So there are 4 species. Okay. Everybody knows the place I'm talking about, and I didn't even have to mention it. Nah, you don't go there just openly. You gotta do some sneaky shit. Oh, I didn't say it'd be fun. I have a specific reason for wanting to go check it out. One that probably get me knocks on my door for mentioning. Luckily, we're not big time streamers, so there ain't nobody of import watching this. Well, we learned some cool shit today. So limb size, claw size, areas that they live, traits and sizes. Interesting. I didn't know there were 45 species of kangaroos, though. That's wild. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. There are many reasons why I want to go there. Happen to know a guy that was part of one of the few videos that I know that are out there in circulation, and he got a visit to his door. Well, he got more than a visit to his door, but they also did shit dumb. They put it on YouTube. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't even tell a soul. Not until statute of limitations ran out. But anyways, did you catch the beginning part of this stream, Jake? Because we found some wild shit yesterday. Oh, that's funny as hell. It sucks. It's funny though. That's a story. Got my ass beat by a kangaroo. Yeah, it's funny as hell. Okay. Ah. Very nice. Getting a kangaroo would be fun. I mean, I don't doubt it. You live right next to them. So they are pussies. Soft and cuddly, huh? So you piss them off and they want to kick your head off? And as for the go-karts at 3 a.m., that's what's up. We expect to see those, scrap the TPS reports. We expect to see some video of that cool go-kart mini bike shit you've been doing. Expect to see some flames coming out of an exhaust pipe. Well, because you missed it. Okay, the red ones are the big scary guys. Okay, those are the ones I want to box. After I go train with Tyson. Okay, I just realized I was on the Switch PC. Okay, so if I go back to the Switch real quick. Where's my controller? Alright, so we're going to show you some wild shit here, Jakey. Everybody who was here in the morning, they're gonna get to hear this whole spiel again. I think you did actually, a while ago, send a video of something kangaroo related. Yes, sir. You have a good night, man. Get that beauty sleep. We already know you Australians need it. Okay. Well, back to this crazy science experiment that we found ourselves in. If you take note, right now you're looking at the Nintendo Switch, right? So on the Nintendo Switch, take very big note on the skyline you see. Here's the PC screen. Nintendo Switch. Now you notice we're standing in the exact same place, the same voxel location that exists between the PC and Switch saves. They are, in fact, on different consoles, obviously, and they are on different updates. PC and Switch are a couple updates apart from each other. Switch just got the Xeno Arena update like a couple days ago, a couple weeks later. But the interesting thing that we could not still can't wrap our head around. Like I said, I was about to have a crash out yesterday trying to figure out why this is even possible. Built for about 4 hours. Trying to rebuild my base. Because the base that we originally built here, which was starting to look cool, is floating on nothing on the Switch. And so what is interesting is the PC and Switch. Once again, I'll switch between the two. You're looking at PC. Now you're looking at the Nintendo Switch. What do you notice different about these skylines? The islands are all in different places. Completely different places. The terrain is even different. Right? Weird. Same exact planet. Standing in the exact same location. We'll even look down so you can see that we're standing in the exact same voxel coordinates. What blows our mind is how different everything is between Switch and PC. Even though this planet was generated 8 years ago, it should exist the exact same for everybody. But yet somehow Josh picked the only island that exists in the exact same location as the PC and Switch. Every single island that we picked yesterday, like we even came to Josh's base and we actually picked the landing pad. We stood on this corner. We lined ourselves off that line off that landing pad and we tried to pick islands within the immediate area that might match, and none of them matched. Every single base we put on Switch was floating on PC. Every single base we put on PC was floating on Switch. Yet somehow, where'd it go? The stolen orbital that we put over there yesterday, it is in the exact same place. Josh's base is in the exact same place. Between the two consoles, 2 saves, 2 updates, all that. Nothing else exists in the same place. Even the ground deposits for copper on the PC that exist on the ground right below his base are different between the PC and the Switch. Now between the different updates and all this research that we did yesterday, because like I said, we were crashing out, I was irritated. Could not understand how this is possible. If this base was floating on Switch or on PC, it wasn't the same, it would make sense. But the fact that he just somehow picked the only island that exists between the two, we were frustrated. We could not understand how it's possible. I can even call them and told them go buy a lottery ticket because this is fucking... There goes my E rating for today. This makes no sense. None at all. And so, decided instead of trying to build in an island, we were just going to say screw it and we'll build on the ground maybe. And so, yeah, that's what we were saying. He either hacked the game or I don't know. And that's the crazy thing. He only plays on Switch. He barely knows how to glitch build. Just from the little that we've done and shown him. So if I go back to the Switch real quick, same place, different skylines, different terrain. Yeah, so I've got a video that I'm going to edit, and I'm going to ask the questions of how this is possible. And I'm going to send it to Hello Games and ask for an explanation. I'd like to demand one, but no, we're gonna gently ask, because this was not only game-breaking weirdness, but then how did this guy just find the only island that exists between the two? It makes no sense. Like I said, I spent 4 hours trying to build bases on different islands to see if I could get something close. It makes no years ago. No, makes no sense. I just mixed what I was reading with what I was saying. And so that's what I was thinking. But then how did this guy on Nintendo Switch, on the Switch 2, because Switch 1 doesn't even have multiplayer, so it would make sense that it's completely different. Switch 2 has multiplayer, which means the voxel locations must match in order for players to meet each other real time and to do things. And so when an update, so I found out with, like I said, 4+ hours into this, to the point where I got irritated and went and gave myself blisters going to rake leaves and kill poison oak yesterday. Blow some steam. The differences that can be found between the updates, say the update we just had, if it changes a couple of biome features, you will notice, you'll note, wow, that was lagged, that was late. Pretty sure you've been here for a while, Mike. That was late. Or you left and came back, I don't know. Shit, lost my train of thought. Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. Waterfalls, islands, everything is different. Oh yeah, biome changes between an update. You'll see like certain things change. So it's like, say they update the generation for this planet or the biomes. So you might notice a few differences, like with plants, but to see an entirely different landscape from the Switch to the PC, completely different landscape. It should not happen. That shouldn't be possible. Because otherwise, when you build bases with your buddies, if you're on a different console like PlayStation or Xbox, it wouldn't be possible to have bases that actually work. You guys would always be having conflicts. Yeah, and see, that's weird. Because from all the documentation that I could find from Hello Games, you should notice some variations, some. But to have an entirely different planet generated is wild. So, no, that's where we are. That's the rare weirdness we found. Because to have completely different everything, it wouldn't be so far-fetched in our eyes. That would be okay. That makes sense. So how is it that the location of this base is the only single island that is concurrent between the two? How did Josh just needle in a haystack? He just flew around. He just flew away from me, picked an island, and decided to build on it. And yet somehow it's the same. Switch and PC. So we're back to Switch. And as you can see, different skyline, but the one island he decided to build on. Yeah, and see, that makes sense. So based on the documentation from Hello Games, the biomes could be different. And so if you're on PlayStation, this could be Paradise. If you're on PC, this could become Bountiful. And so the biome changes could be different based on the updates, based on other aspects or other differences between the consoles and like the PC. Completely makes sense. tons of documentation on that from Hello Games. Like I said, I fucking did enough research on this yesterday today. I'm damn near an expert. I could start giving lectures on this in university. But what makes no sense is the sheer dumb luck of this one and only island being the exact same between the two. That makes no sense to me. How is that possible? Especially for a guy that just started playing on the Switch. It's not like he knew what he was doing. He just flew away, found a random island, built on it. I mean, I don't know. That's dumb luck. Or there's something else going on. So yeah, like I said, I called him yesterday. I told him, go buy a lottery ticket. I'm even going to clip this, and I'm going to send it to him and be like, here's what I was trying to explain on the phone. Because it makes no sense. This is wild. This is super wild. Hold on, let me turn the Switch off real quick so that I don't have this damn thing starting to heat up next to me. Got it laying down on the desk instead of in a dock. Let's see. Okay, cool. It's off. Awesome. Put this controller away real quick. Boom. So yeah, that's the conundrum we found. Makes no sense. The one island. The one and only that is. I don't know. It makes no sense to me. Oh shit, I just hello. Nice professor. You know, with the amount of shit that we're constantly doing to break and fix and play this game, and the amount of bug reports and testing what we do on this game, if it wasn't at the 10-year mark, we'd start telling Hello Games, just hire us. If you could pay me minimum wage, I'd be happy. I could call myself a professional gamer, getting paid to play a video game. Yeah, so it's wild. And the only islands that do sometimes match between the two are these shitty ones that you can't build on. Okay, I gotta keep the chat thing open. I keep putting it behind. Oh, well, that's good. That makes me happy. Because that's the whole reason we're streaming, is to show and tell, teach people some crazy shit, and have fun playing a video game at the same time, and not be like other streamers we see who are total douchebags. Like when I make affiliate, I don't even know if I'm gonna let the ads that I can control bombard the people that do view our stream. And if we ever make partner, same thing. Like, I'd almost rather just make a Patreon and a store and let people do what they want. If they want to help out, cool. But otherwise, I don't know about sending ads, because when I see an ad, I click off the video, and then I'll come back to it when the ad's done, so I don't have to see that shit. Or in my case, on Android, I hack whatever the hell I have, whether it be YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Rumble. Like, I'm probably gonna get banned for even saying this shit, but I always get the modded version, or I'll mod the version of the app using like Lucky Patcher or something. Yeah, see, the commercials on TV, yeah, because I grew up expecting those. But the internet, I grew up with the internet not having ads, and so when we wanted to get ad-free, we just went to the internet, and now the ads have followed us. And it's not just on some things we watch, it's literally everywhere that the ads follow you, and it's irritating. I feel like you should choose when you want to be bombarded with ads. Like, if you choose to, by all means. But if I didn't solicit the shit, I don't want to be bugged with it. Especially when I'm trying to, like, time is valuable. The 2 minutes for an ad that I waste sitting there, and I didn't solicit the ad, those are 2 minutes that you will not get back. Life is precious, time is precious. But when it comes to certain streamers, like the ones that we actually care for, this will probably get me canceled, but like Asmin, hell, even Tectone, any of the people that are just straight up honest and tell you the truth, whether or not their opinion might be correct, it's like, I'll deal with the ads. I'll watch their video or their stream on the unmodded version of YouTube or the unmodded version of Twitch. So that way they make their revenue, right? But for everybody else, like for instance, when I watch a Hassan stream, just to see what the hell they're talking about, and see what they're teaching the young ones that friends of my kids watch, it's nice to know the opposing views. So when I watch them, I watch it on the modded version, so they don't get the ad revenue, or at least not from me. I don't know if that's a, what would my wife call it? Ethical? I don't know. But you should be in control of what you are subject to. Otherwise, it's just indentured servitude. If you can't control what you're being subject to, then that's not freedom. That's slavery. And we're not down with that kind of shit. Had too many friends die fighting for freedoms, whether it was a justified or unjustified war. Too many friends lose their minds. And we coach quite a few of our friends who are not going to ever be the same because of some of the shit they've done. And so out of respect to them and those that came before them, I have a hard time putting up with the unfree things that are going on in our country. Like if you paid attention to politics or not, what just happened in the East Coast, I believe it was in Maryland, I don't know, I gotta double check. But you have different actions of the government doing what we would used to call gerrymandering. Some illegal shit where they redraw the voting lines so that way everybody in the state is subject to one party's view. That's illegal as shit. Not to mention that is the definition of treason. Like back when this country was founded, a lot of the voting was not for everybody. And there is a reason for that. We're not a democracy, we're a republic. In democracies, everybody has a voice. In a republic, only some have a voice. For instance, I'm gonna get canceled so fucking hard for this whole talk. But in a republic, at least when ours was founded, you had to be a landowner, you had to be somebody who was a net positive on society. And a net positive meaning you paid taxes and you actually were a benefit to the country. But you look around today, and that's not the case. We don't have net positives voting on things, changing the laws of our country. We have everybody. The leeches, the net positives, the net negatives. And you see what's happening around you, and it's not the same country you grew up in. I mean, things change. I'm okay with that. But when you see things that are happening that were not in the benefit of the majority, A, that's not even democracy, and then B, that is not even the republic. And so, growing up, I was a troublemaker, and we got in trouble quite a bit for causing a ruckus in school. But history was one of our favorite classes, and so that was the one of the few classes we didn't skip to go smoke buds with our friends. Good morning, by the way, Steve. And so history class, whether we showed up baked or sober, that was our shit. We were like pros at history. And at that time too, especially near my senior year, signed up for the Marine Corps, and I thought I was gonna go to Iraq, kick shit in, blow shit up, get paid for it, maybe even die over there. So I decided, you know what, I should probably get to know my God. I was super Christian like all my life. Like, so born and raised Catholic, parents split, dad went Mormon, mom went Baptist, grew up with all that shit, right? And then by the time I joined the Marine Corps, thought I was gonna die, I was like, you know, I need to read the book. I need to learn who God is, and so made the determination that, oh, all of this is nonsense, and it's all based on one core belief system that pre-existed all of these. And so that's why I became Jewish. So I converted at 17, going on to 18, and here I am today, still eating kosher, still arguing with rabbis over whether or not it's okay to flip a light switch on Shabbat, whether it's okay to eat a hamburger with cheese on it, as it's kosher or not. Like, fun shit, right? But in any case, when it came to the history of what this country is and is not, I've noticed, even when I was in school, that they are heavily pushing the idea that we are a democracy. And that could not be further from the truth. And so, once my kids were born, I've done everything I can to teach them the true history of this country, not my opinion. Like, for instance, go to George Washington. Nobody ever knew if he was ever going to give up the presidency. They thought he was going to be a ruler forever, even though he himself said he didn't even want to be the damn president. But, took one for the team. And so, eggs are kosher. Every year we have Rabbi come and bless the boiler and the washer. Yeah, see, that's one of those conundrums that me and rabbis will argue about. Because just because it's blessed by somebody does not make something that God determined a clean animal kosher. Like, yes, it does make it more halakhically kosher, sure. But the animal itself was deemed to be clean. So whether or not a rabbi blessed it, that makes no matter to me. Never has. And this is where me and rabbis on certain holidays when we go to synagogue, we argue is more of a negative way. We talk very passionately. But yeah, it's a very it's one of those weird topics. It's more of a, like how Christians say our walk with God. Well, that's how the Jews are. Their walk would be their halakhic views, their halakha, the way they view certain things, right? And so every man, every woman, every family, everybody's got their own views on certain things. And like, for instance, when it came to a cheeseburger or it comes to flipping a light switch, those are all based off very, very specific commandments. Whether you go to the Torah or whether you're reading any of the stuff that any of the other books that are not in the Torah, but like say the stuff that the rabbis have argued for centuries and all the other books there are, just because it wasn't blessed doesn't mean it's not kosher now. Like I feel that is a big FU to God to say, oh well, it wasn't blessed, therefore it's not kosher. Absolutely not. God deemed that animal to be clean. Cloven hoof, choose the cud, all that stuff, right? So for a man to say that it is not a clean animal because it wasn't prayed over or blessed, that to me is an egregious FU to the Creator, right? And in the same way that the changing of this country's definition of whether or not it is a democracy versus a republic is another egregious FU to those who came before us, that you look around this country, like I told my kids, we go to any country in the planet, go spend a week, go spend a month there, hell, go to Mexico for a weekend. You'll notice you cannot do things that you can do here. For instance, if you go to Mexico and you say I'm not going to get specific, but F the cartels, you're probably not going to live long. Whether or not the cartels take you out or the government, there are certain things you cannot do there. But if you come to the US, you have not only the right, but you have the protected freedom to say and do what you want up until it becomes a threat or up until certain things are violated. But if you look around today, what's happening? Those are quickly being eroded, and it's being called, like, for instance, with COVID, the best example would be COVID. What happened? Everybody was getting locked down. Everything was unconstitutional as hell. And it was all in the name of safety. Safety, safety, safety. Right? And then anything that was not the mainstream was determined to be fake news or misinformation, right? Now, regardless of what we have found today versus what happened then, like now we know that everything that was being called fake news turned out to be true, and the vice versa turned out to be lies. But you find out that everything's being eroded, and it's being done in an egregious way that is beyond disrespectful to those that came before us. And so, in order to not be part of that group, you must know the history. You must know what the truth is. Not your truth, but the truth. So I teach the kids about the Founding Fathers. What was actually happening. What actually happened on 1776. It wasn't the day we became a country. 1776 and July 4th, all those things. Like, if you do your real research, I mean, I don't know. I'm just a dude on fucking internet playing video games talking about shit that I probably have no right to talk about. But when I see friends of mine struggling with the PTSD and people like Hassan Piker saying, oh, you deserve it, go back, go do this, go do that, or seeing people talk shit to people who came from other countries like Indonesia or even Thailand or China, and you've got Americans here living the good life saying that oh, if you don't like it, you should go there or you should do this. And it's like, well, you can't go to those countries and have any type of freedom that you can here. Like right now, I am completely legal to say the shit that I'm saying. Will I get canceled? Quite possibly. But that's up to the person who's listening to determine whether or not they like what I'm saying and to cancel me themselves. It is not for the government to have any right to say anything or do anything about it. That's not what we saw during COVID. And even today, under certain presidential administrations, like the last one, they didn't like what you're saying. They just straight up paid somebody to cancel you. And like right now, you see this whole debacle going on with the Southern Poverty Law Center, getting caught with their hands in the pot, paying white supremacist groups like the KKK, and then paying the left wing. So you have pretty much this crazy conundrum where you got one side paying for the violence of both sides and then using it as a pretext to take more rights. But that has never not been the case in human history. Since the founding of this country, you've had people trying to do that kind of stuff. Like very few people realize that Abraham Lincoln was one of the first presidents to commit the highest form of treason on the American people. He created the greenback and took the monetary powers away from the Treasury and put it into the his presidential administration to fund the war. Like, this is not opinion, this is fact. But it's facts that don't get taught, because by teaching it, you empower people to know the truth, and then you can't control them anymore. And so this whole rabbit hole that we're into currently, it was all because of indentured servitude. But yeah, like I was saying, you can go anywhere in this country, in this planet, and you can see the vast, stark differences of this country versus others. It's like for the people, like I've met, I used to, when I was younger and I worked in downtown Portland, and I'd see the little protests and stuff. A lot of the times, whether I had a view or not, like I always thought it was my duty to help like the homeless as I'm walking to the train and waiting for my bus and shit like that. And so we would. And we'd also talk to the little yuppie protesters that we'd see down there and try to get a point of view from everybody, right? Over the years, you come to find out that even if you were to show them straight historical facts, it doesn't matter, because they don't care about. That's not what they care about. What they care about is their own point of view. And that's when shit gets dangerous. When people stop caring about the truth and they care more about their own view or being right themselves, you end up in what we have like all around the world, are these types of tyranny, where you go to China or you go anywhere else, you don't have the freedoms you have here. You don't even have the right to say or think things out loud without being disappeared. And so like I show my kids, even the family that come from Mexico, people don't realize Mexico's constitution was almost an exact mirror of the US's. Almost identical. When you go to Mexico today, just look at gun rights or freedom of speech. It doesn't exist. Not in the form that it should. Like for instance, gun rights. You only have gun rights if you go to Mexico City every single year. You pay the fee and you get the licensing. And then if you're a criminal, like the cartels or anybody else, you're allowed to just do what you want. And there's no repercussions. Hell, the government even will facilitate a lot of the nonsense. And when you look at same thing with freedom of speech, all that stuff. But when you look at how was that possible that could happen to a nation that was at one point almost pretty well to do, has its own resources. They have more gold in Mexico than, or at least they used to, than a good chunk of the world did at the time with all the Aztec pyramids and all the other, I guess you would call them monuments today, but ancient ruins and stuff. Mexico was so superstitious, they didn't want to touch any of it. They were like, no, we're not going to touch it. It's disrespectful. Meanwhile, the U.S. government at the time was like, no, you should. That'll make you rich. Up until the point where now you look today, and they are a failed nation. And who runs Mexico? The criminals. How did people lose their rights? Well, criminals got into office and started passing rules that make it so the law-abiding are not allowed to do things that were lawful. So what do we see happening in this country even today? Yesterday, I mean a couple days ago, it just happened on the East Coast, where I hate to put a label on the same quarter, but like, I have family that they're always like, the Democrats this, the Republicans this, and it's like, I don't know why you're getting stuck on the face of the quarter. It's the same quarter. Whether it's heads or tails, it's irrelevant. It is the same exact quarter. There's no difference. And so a lot of the times the infighting is caused by people spewing stuff from one side or another, and it's like, you just had a few seconds to think about it, you'd realize that there are no sides. They're the exact same quarter. And so in Mexico, that's exactly what happened. You had politicians, aka cartel members, pretty much take over, write laws, and make it so the people no longer have the freedom to do things. But now, the criminals have all the power and freedom. Hell, you look at Sheinbaum. A lot of people were pro Sheinbaum. That's the current president of Mexico, if you're not informed on that. And it's quite amazing, because she is not only the first woman president of Mexico, she is also the first Jewish president of Mexico. A lot of people were very like, oh yeah, that's progress. No, that's not progress, because you look at what she was doing when she first became the power holder of office. Wanted nothing to do with stopping the cartels, wanted nothing to do with what our country was trying to do by stopping cartels. It wasn't until we destroyed Venezuela and freed them, and now the people have a chance at, well, as far as we can tell, might have a chance at actual freedom, if they can keep it. But when the people go to sleep and they choose comforts and safety over that freedom, they don't have any of it. And so the uncomfortable truth of like what we see happening here in our country, you have politicians changing the entire system so that way they can rig elections. The East Coast, we just watched them gerrymander the shit out of a couple states. And they're rigging the elections while proclaiming that the current administration is trying to rig the elections. To the point where the Supreme Court is now stepping in and pretty much slapping the state that is doing it. I think it was Rhode Island or Maryland, I don't remember, but we're watching the exact same thing that happened in Mexico years and years ago happen here. Well, and that's the crazy thing. The people that were rioting, a good chunk of them were being paid to protest. And so at first I thought this was one of those conspiracy theories, until a friend of mine, who I won't name on stream, actually went to downtown Portland and started, he played the undercover bit quite well. Went downtown and partook in the demonstrations. They were fucking riots. Let's just say what it is. He partook. I mean, he didn't do the illegal shit, but he was there. He had his little GoPro on his chest just to document things, and he watched and was even invited to join the group where some of these people were being paid by to actually be there. That's not organic. You look at every protest that was major, whether it was George Floyd or any of those, and you look at the money flowing into these organizations, a lot of these NGOs, for instance, Southern Poverty Law Center, you can look at them right now because they just got indicted by a grand jury for this exact thing, where they were paying essentially the KKK to recruit And then they're proclaiming that they're spending money to fight the KKK. And so essentially you have what was happening in World War II, where you had certain banking cartels, which I don't know if I should even name them on stream, but most of you would probably know who I'm talking about, funding both sides of the war and proclaiming to each side that, oh, we need to do this to protect the world, we need to do this to protect the world, while also funding the Nazis. Funding the U.S. and convincing the U.S. that we need to get involved, Luckily, we had leaders that didn't want to get involved until we were fucking bombed. I'm probably gonna get canceled for saying that, or banned. But it's the exact same playbook that's always been in existence. From Rome till today. There's nothing new under the sun, it's all the same. So that's why when it comes to like ads, just something as simple as ads, I'm highly against forcing them on people. Because it's like, if you want ads, then sure, watch them. Like, the ones that you guys on Twitch are probably already subject to, I have no control over. But the minute that I do have control over them, or some of them, I'll be damned if I force them on anybody. If you want to watch them, cool. I'd rather start a merch store or something similar and let people choose what they would rather. If they want to support the stream, cool. They want us to be real streamers, cool. If not, fuck it, this is just a hobby. A hobby to teach other nerds like myself what can be possible and what typically isn't possible can still be done using certain tools. What a fucking rabbit hole that turned into. But that's essentially on our philosophy on why we will not force ads down people's throats. And it comes down to simple freedom. Got too many friends who I coach on their PTSD because I didn't have to go to the sandbox. I didn't even do a full term in the Marine Corps. I took an ELS, and it's like I was never there. I was separated at entry. So technically, I was never there. Signed up, all that shit. Don't proclaim to be Marine. I was not. But I was there to see certain things change before my eyes, from one administration, Bush, to the other, Obama. And thank God, still don't understand how it happened. I was released from the Marine Corps. Didn't have to deal with the shit that Obama was putting us through. When you look at today, how people are pissed off at Trump for bombing Iran and taking at Venezuela, people don't realize is Obama deported over 3 million people and bombed over 7 countries in just the first few years, and they still gave him a Nobel Peace Prize. But you look at who was behind him, who funded him, who backed him. It wasn't just the Soroses, it wasn't just the other big banking cartels. But then you look at today. Why does everybody hate Trump for doing the exact same thing that Obama did? Except for Trump, unlike Obama, is not giving billions of dollars on pallets to terrorist organizations. Instead, he gave them ultimatums, and he's getting ready to bomb the living shit out of them. So I signed up in 2007, and by 2008, I was a free man. I was in the delayed entry program. We were about to be fucking G.I. Joe, too. Tell you what. Still pretty damn fit. I wouldn't say I'm the smartest, but when I look around, I see how easily people are manipulated. Sometimes can't help but think, holy shit, do I really have more brain cells than those guys? This is wild. But yeah, 2007, 2000, I'd say like the end of 2008. I was, I'd say, I don't know, a weekend away from going to boot. And somehow well, I won't give the full story here. I'll save that for when we reach like 100 or something. I'll give the full lore later on, but I can't say anything other than divine intervention. Because it's not too often people can fight the government, let alone the Marine Corps, and win. I still have the paperwork in my safe to prove it. Because the officer that was part of my whole deal told me, don't ever lose this paperwork. You keep this for the rest of your life. Because if for some reason the government loses your paperwork, which they tend to do often, you have no proof that you didn't go AWOL and defect. So to this day, I still have that paperwork in my safe. In multiple places, actually. Fireproof safe, and I've got one buried. Granted, it is in Beaverton, but it is buried in the public park in a non-disclosed location. In a waterproof tube. So there, now you have an idea of why I'm a conspiracy theorist. Yeah, and that's the thing. Most true individuals, most of us have a lot in common and we don't realize it. But when you have other individuals that have stronger platforms and more money convincing you that you're all so different and you should all hate each other, well, that's why we're in the world we're in currently. Kind of wild. But yeah, and then I see kids like mine being indoctrinated on things that are not true. And luckily my kids are smart enough to ask questions, whether they have the balls to ask their teachers or just straight up ask dad and have dad show them where it can be found. My kids are constantly punking teachers that are trying to teach untrue shit, and we get phone calls every so often. That's why we homeschooled for the first X amount of years of my kids' schooling. It wasn't until they were old enough to want to decide to go to school and make friends and all that we're like, okay, but here's what you're going to end up putting up with. Like, for instance, in Beaverton, this whole kids leaving school to go protest gun violence. My oldest son called me at lunch one day. This shit was wild. I still can't believe this shit, and I still don't quite understand who the catalyst was, if it was me or other parents, because I have a hard time believing I'm the only one that was able to formulate a logical argument that stopped an entire school in their tracks. But my son calls me at lunch asking if it's alright that he leaves after lunch to go march down the street with the rest of the school to protest gun violence. And I just had to stop. I was like, wait, what? Wait, you guys are doing what? And he's like, oh yeah, the school's letting us, they've been announcing it all day that after lunch that they'll let us leave to protest. Okay, I was like, whoa, okay. What is skipping class for the rest of the day and marching down the street? How does that stop gun violence? He's like, I don't know. Like, okay, where does gun violence come from? First of all, there's no such thing as gun violence. There's just violence. But where does that come from? My son's like, I don't know. I was like, exactly. So how are you going to stop gun violence by protesting something you don't know? He's like, that's actually making sense. I didn't realize my son had me on speaker so all of his friends could hear. And so I was just speaking from the heart. I was like, that is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Let me explain to you where gun violence comes from. Most violence in general. Most of it comes from crime. Why do people do crime? Well, it's because they don't have the opportunity to get good jobs, make good money. Otherwise, they'd stop doing crime. And so I use things like piracy as an example. In the early days of the internet, most of us, some of us still today, resulted to piracy for downloading movies and shit, right? And that was because we didn't have the avenues that we do today. I mean, now it's coming back, but that's because of greed. But going back to the piracy thing, you would go online, download your movies, your shows, whatever you wanted, and you'd do it absolutely free with no fucks given. And then things like Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, everything came around, and it made watching your movies and your favorite shows so convenient, so hassle-free, that the piracy virtually went away overnight. And so it's because of those opportunities that the crime went away. And so we get to today. Why is piracy coming back? Well, because all these companies got greedy. And so now piracy is stronger today than it was in the 90s. And so I was explaining to my son, you get rid of the opportunities for people, and then people get desperate. And then people start to say, I don't care about what the consequence is. My family needs to eat. Or, I don't care. I've been wrong so long. I'm going to go do this regardless. And so, explaining to him where most gun violence comes from, it's crime. Why do we have crime? And then so, explaining this on the phone, not knowing in the few minutes that I had with him that I was on speaker, asked him just a simple question. how is leaving school help stop gun violence? If leaving school and getting your education is what gives you the opportunities to not have to resort to crime. And then so I just hear a bunch of kids start murmuring like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. And then it was just like, am I on speaker? And he's like, yeah, all my friends can hear you. I was like, son of a bitch. Well, my statements stand true. What I say stands. So if you want to fight gun violence, you fight gun violence the correct way and you stay in school. Well, after that, I was so pissed off, and it happened to be my day off from work. And like I said, I've got too many friends. That's part of the thing too. I'll add into my my little history at the Marine Corps. I was a little asshole. I was cocky. I was gonna be real good at what I was gonna do. Like I said, G.I. Joe. And so when it came time to get ranks and stuff like that, the more people you got to sign up at your school underneath you, you get their referral, so to speak. And so I was damned if I was gonna go into boot camp as somebody else's bitch. I'm no one's bitch. You're gonna be my bitch, as a matter of fact. And so I was like, I need to get that private first class before I even fucking leave school. And so I got referrals and stuff, right? Now, I'm already getting off topic. Back to the crime thing of what my son and them were asking. So I told my son, you have a good day, just go to class, don't leave class. And then I call the school. And I asked to speak with the topmost person in charge. Well, the principal's not in today. I was like, really? You're telling me the principal's not in on a day where they should be here because kids are about to leave class? Like, shouldn't that be a day where the most in charge person is available in case something bad happens? What do you mean? I was like, well, come to my attention that you guys are advertising for these kids to leave at lunchtime. This was with the vice principal, by the way. And so the vice principal goes to tell me, well, no, we're not advocating for anything, but these kids, they have the right to protest. And I was like, whoa. No, they don't. They don't have any rights. And this lady got, like, she started getting offended because I said these kids have zero fucking rights. They're not 18. Tried to argue, and I was like, look, let me explain something to you. If my son goes to try and get a tattoo, what are they going to tell him? Come back when you're 18. If my son tries to go join the Marine Corps, if he's not 17, he can't join the delayed entry program, which waits until you're 18. He can't vote. He can't drink. Hell, he doesn't even get to pick his own fucking bedtime. So how do these kids have any rights other than those that are given by the parents? As a matter of fact, the only rights these kids have are what are granted by the parents, and they're supposed to be protected by the school. And so this lady is like, oh shit, I can hear her sighing, right? She is not dealing with a normal parent. Especially one that is as passionate as this one. And so I let her know that if a kid gets shit on by a squirrel, a pigeon, if somebody even runs a red light and splashes a kid with a puddle on the road, it does not matter. Anything that happens to these kids, I'm going to hold you liable for. I will personally hold all of you liable. Every single teacher, every single administrator in the district, down to the janitor of the school. And that's when the lady tried to say, well, sir, just like you can't sue a police officer, you can't hold us liable. I was like, oh, really? I was like, you know that hold harmless clause that every parent signs when we let our kids come to the school? And she's like, yes, sir, I'm very aware of the hold harmless clause. I was like, do you know what voids that hold harmless clause? And she's like, what are you talking about? I was like, well, let me explain something to you. I'm only lawfully able to not hold you liable if you are doing what it was legally granted to you under the charters of the school board and the state and the federal education system. And then I can hear her voice starting to change. And I was like, now, if you break or violate any of those protected rules, you are now in breach of said contract. And once you're in breach of said contract, now you can be held liable. So once again, when you let these kids, not only just let them leave during school hours, but you essentially advocate for them to leave during school hours, so that way they can push your political views or agenda, you are now violating that hold harmless agreement. So if any kid gets splashed by a puddle of a car passing, shit on by a squirrel, even gets looked at weird by a stranger, I'm coming after not only you, but I'm going to take you from your families, and then I'm going to go after everybody in the school board for allowing you to push your political views on these children. Your job is to educate, not indoctrinate. And so this lady obviously was very flustered, very irritated with me, and telling me, Mr. Diaz, we're going to have to agree to disagree. I was like, yeah, you're right, we will. But what will and will not determine what is true is when I see you in court. So once again, you guys have a good day. You do what you're going to do, and I will see you soon. And then that was it. That was the end of our phone call. I was so pissed. I walked out to the back porch and I smoked a bowl, lit up a cigarette, and I was just like, I don't understand how this shit is happening. This is crazy. Because back in my day, a teacher wasn't even allowed to tell you what religion they were, because it was a violation of the federal charters of the education system. Whether or not I believe in the Federal Education Board or not, it doesn't matter. There are rules that they could not do in the 90s up until the 2000s. But yet suddenly those don't exist. So I was pissed. I was like, how is this shit happening? Like, I'm getting ready to go have a fight in a courtroom because I'm expecting that this is going to go in a direction I don't like. And if I don't stand up and nobody stands up, then we just get run over. Bad people get to do things when good people don't stand up. And so I'm sitting there contemplating, like, what the fuck is going on as I'm on my back porch. And this was quite a few years ago. Then my son calls me back. I guess they've got a few minutes till lunch, and he tells me that there are now teachers and hall monitors at every doorway, and they've announced that nobody is allowed to leave the school. The walkout for gun violence has been canceled. They are no longer allowed to leave campus. And if anybody needs to talk about it, they can go to the counselor's office, and they can go chit-chat with counselors. And I was just dumbfounded. I was like, no fucking way. My son's like, yeah, so I don't know what happened. I was like, well, I called the school, and he's like, well, I think you're the reason they stopped it. I was like, I can't be the only one. I'm sure there were other parents that called pissed off. Come to find out there were. I still to this day have no idea if any of them were able to, articulate a threat that was, I wouldn't even call it a threat, but articulate what will happen if you violate what your job dictates you can and can't do. And so I guess, once again, my son had his friends and me, that we were all on speaker, and so that was the day where his friends were like, yeah, you don't fuck with Elijah's dad. he's gonna fuck you over. But they watched in real time how when good men stand up, even corruption can be defeated with simple words. It doesn't take violence. And so the whole Martin Luther King, fight him with kindness type of thing. Like, yeah, I was harsh with my words, but truth can stand when lies are being told. It just takes somebody to speak that truth. Once again, this whole rabbit hole we've gone into this morning, all because of ads. And so that's my view. That's why I will never force my ads on anybody, unless we become big streamers and people start telling me that I should, so that way they can help, whatever. But yeah, the next 3 years, interesting, and even more so this next decade, because what's happening under this administration is gonna be well, I guess it depends. It will depend on who ends up getting elected next. Because if we have somebody from this administration that's got, say, brain cells like who, I don't even know who we would all agree on has got some brain cells, but say we were to have somebody that is still pro-America get elected, then we don't really have a whole lot to worry about, because they're going to keep doing the status quo of today, where they're just going to keep pushing the pro-American things, the things that get you your freedoms back. Like, you look at the Supreme Court right now, and they're trying to give felons their freedom to vote, their freedom to have guns again. Historically in this country, everybody was a felon at the founding of this country. And to say that a felon can't vote or a felon cannot have guns is so anti-American, it's not even funny. To the point where the Supreme Court is about to restore that shit. So it's like, if things keep going the direction they're going, there's hope. But if we end up with someone like Kamala or someone like another Biden, we are beyond fucked. Especially when you see the whole reason why the Biden administration even declared why they ran. It was all on a false premise. Especially when they were doctoring videos of Trump's speeches saying that he was pro KKK because he said there's good people on both sides, and it's like, you watch the full speech, that's not what was happening. And so that's where I teach the kids. It's like, hey, it's okay to listen to all sides, even the sides you disagree with. The sides you disagree with are the ones you especially need to listen to, because if you don't, then you're no better than the ones that are trying to destroy the country currently. Oh yeah, they're gonna do what they did. You know what? Let me. It's bugging me. I gotta see what state it was that just. I want to say it was Rhode Island. Wait, no. I'm gonna do the Supreme Court ruling, because it's so bad that the Supreme Court is about to fucking jump in immediately and say, no. Supreme Court, intervene in elections. East Coast, USA. Let's see what the brave AI has to say. Intervene in election case across the East Coast, Pennsylvania. That's where it went. Oh, it was Virginia and Pennsylvania, I think it was. And it's funny because no, it had nothing to do with race. I'm talking about the gerrymandering, where they literally redrew the election map so that way there's only one seat for a Republican and there's all the rest for Democrats, which means that the entire state. The crazy thing is, you have the representation of certain states, which a good chunk of the state, especially in the north side, are all farmers, now being ruled by the people who live in the cities. Virginia. Thank you. It's Virginia. Okay, and so let's just go real quick to Virginia. Jesus, we went from gaming to now we're in politics. Oh boy. And so what they did is literally treason. They're changing the constitution of that state for the way they actually they haven't changed the constitution yet. They had to change how things are voted so that way they can vote to change their constitution. And so here we go. Election date was moved to August 4th. Special election in 2021. Oh. 1 second. Alright, where were we? So what they did was, let's see if this is even going to tell us the truth. It is AI, and I don't trust AI at all. Man-made fucking program. Oh, but yeah, here you go. So literally gave them 10 out of 11 districts to one party, which means the majority of the state is being ruled by a single party in the representation. So if you live in that state and you're a farmer, well, now you have the people in the city dictating what you can and can't do. Which is very similar to what's happened in Oregon. Not quite as egregious as this. But here in Oregon, you have city dwellers getting ready to pass into law this thing about animal rights and what you can and can't do to animals. And the reason that's bad is because they're about to ban fishing and hunting. Meanwhile, they're also going to ban anything that has to do with farming that could hurt an animal. So slaughtering your own animals would become illegal. Shit like that. Once again, city dwellers dictating the edicts of what the people on the farms, which feed the city dwellers, can and can't do. It's wild. And so if people don't wake up, not only are they going to eventually starve to death, but they're going to eventually find themselves in a dictatorship that is worse than that of China or North Korea. Because this country has way more firepower than any of those others. And we have way more technology than any of the others. Like for instance, god damn it, the rabbit holes we go down. For instance, did you know about the crotch cams? Yeah, it's kind of funny. It's all over YouTube. Turn the audio off so we don't get hit with copyright, as we've been getting hit with weird copyrights almost every other day. And it's funny because I use the same music almost every day to avoid that. Oh shit, we pay for it from Epidemic Sound, which is protected. Here's what they look like. Crotch cam. I shit you not. It's well, among many things, it's mainly to catch you if you're on your cell phone, because a lot of people have their cell phone down below the steering wheel. Or will hide things below the steering wheel, so when you pass a cop or pass a camera, it looks like you're doing nothing wrong. And so, in order to catch people of something they deem not okay, they're slowly doing more shit like this, which is as much as you'd like to say it's an invasion of privacy, it is not. You are in the public, and there is no expectation of privacy in the public, which is what allows me to film the police or film judges or anybody else. Rules for thee, not for me. And so, as you see states like Virginia, New York, and others pass laws and legislation that make this okay, but make it illegal for you to film the police, it lets you know what time it is and where we are heading as a society or country. Once again, all this because of ads. And why we won't be ever forcing them down our viewers' throats if we ever actually became YouTubers or whatever, streamers. Like the YouTube videos, that was all a hobby. It was mainly originally started when I started fighting fire, to show people some of the crazy shit that we come into, because mostly my family and friends were like, oh my god, it's like this, it's like that, and it's like, nah, it's nothing like that. You're watching too many movies. Let me educate you on how it really is. And so that's when our YouTube channel started. Like, that's why we started making videos. And then it's like, this is kind of fun. And so we got into the drones, and then we got into all the other shit and time lapses and all this other stuff that was kind of fun to do. Of course, we get busy, and so sometimes the videos on our main channel could be one every few months. Or in this case, it's probably been like 6 months since we made a video. I don't even know. But then we were, a couple years ago, we started doing this gaming streaming and stuff. And then now here we are with multiple channels. Starting shit up. Now we're actually trying to, I don't know, well, this hobby, we're seeing if it can go anywhere. If it does, cool. If not, oh well. But when we see people like, I hate the name drop, the Hassan Pikers indoctrinating the youth of our societies that communism is good and capitalism is bad. Triggered is probably an understatement. We become, what's the word? I guess you could just call it triggered. Passionately offended to the point where it's like, okay, if douchebags like this are going to speak nonsense, then people like me start to need to speak up. And for a while there, I feel like I don't need to speak up. We have enough people speaking up. You've got people like, what's an example to the counter of the Hassans? You've got like Asmongold. Everybody knows who that is. And that's like the yin to the yang of the Hassan Pikers, right? And then when you see certain politicians starting to treat the Hassans like they are some type of savant or saint, and it's like, are you kidding me? And so, like, I don't know. You see all these other, what are called right wing and left wing. It's like, what is right and what is left? They're just arms of the same body. So the infighting, it's being paid for. It's being bought and paid for. So to sit silently and watch it happen, that's a hard pill to swallow. Which is why I don't fear destroying my potential streaming career or video production, I don't know what you call any of this hobby, to speak truth to nonsense. Like I said, it wouldn't surprise me if tomorrow I try to get on and stream and then it says, sorry, you've been banned for hateful speech. Wouldn't surprise me. Especially when you see who owns and runs Twitch. They ban Hassan, or they'll ban Asman but not Hassan. When one is openly talking about how to kill politicians and turn drones into bombs and stuff like that. But the other never said anything like that. Like, for instance, I'm about to say something that got Asman gold banned. Why would I give a fuck about some goat herders in Afghanistan and their views on the United States politics? Why would I? I wouldn't. Just like they don't give a fuck on what my views are on the politics of the Taliban. Like, why would we care about each other's views? We shouldn't. A, I'm not a jihadist, and B, they're not an American. Now watch. It'll be the test on whether or not I get banned tomorrow, because the shit I just said is very similar to what Asman said. And it's crazy, because Hassan has said worse shit than that and not been banned. Like, openly telling his viewers to kill politicians. And as much as we hate drama, because I fucking hate drama, I hate being a part of it. I don't even want to be associated with it. I hate more watching lies be promoted as truth, and truth being promoted as lies. And like our founding father said, if you decide that you want safety and security over freedom, you will have neither. And as you see, COVID was an eye-opening example of that. Everybody was so scared of getting the Wuhan flu that we literally were giving up freedoms. All of them. Literally. Every single freedom you hold dear was gone for about a couple year period. To the point where you couldn't go grocery shopping unless you doxed your own medical history to some random douchebag at the door. And I didn't play with any of that shit. We were not going to get vaccinated. We weren't going to do any of that nonsense. And anybody that asked to see our vaccination status, I politely told them to fuck themselves. And the way I did that was, I was like, oh, do you like gay butt sex? And to watch people's view, like, watch them, like, almost get offended and be like, what? Like, do you like gay butt sex? What does that have to do with anything? I was like, well, that's a very personal question. You're asking me personal things. I thought we were doing personal show and tell. You can ask me a question, I get to ask you a question, right? And most of the time that had people shut the fuck up and they'd not even want to deal with us. They're like, whatever, you have a good day, sir. To the point where when people ask for vaccination record, I was like, oh, I didn't realize you were my doctor. They were like, what are you talking about? I was like, well, you're asking for privileged information. I don't know who you are. Why would I give you privileged information? You want my social security number too? And people were, they just so fed up, like they were not going to deal with us. They were like, oh, this guy's going to be a pain in the ass. Fucking let him through. Or they'd tell me I couldn't go in. And then I'd say, okay, so you're discriminating. Based on what? Age, race, sex? Medical history? Okay, I'll see you in court, because that's a felony. And I don't know. You speak truth, the nonsense can't exist. Yeah, that's the crazy thing, too. The amount of people that get butthurt over the masks. It's like, okay, when in the history of virology have you ever seen the CDC or any other government agency wear cloth to protect themselves from Ebola or swine flu or bird flu? You don't. You see them wearing a big rubber Tyvek suit with self-contained breathing apparatuses. That's how you protect yourself. A cloth mask? No. The only reason doctors wear masks during surgery is to protect you from the saliva and the drips that could come out of their mouth. But it's not protecting them against getting sick, and it's not protecting you against, especially a virus. Like, for instance, viruses are small enough to go through, like, we'll use STDs for instance. They're small enough to penetrate a condom. A lot of, like, HIV, stuff like that, they are technically small enough to pass the membranes of certain rubbers. But yet you think a cloth mask is going to protect you. It was asinine. But because we contract and work with the government during fire seasons, we didn't have a choice. We had to wear a mask. The government mandate to take vaccines? Thank God we have a religious exemption, of which they tried to strip from us. And if they were going to do that, then I was like, okay, I won't fight fire. Just like, okay, we're not going to have a military, because a lot of them didn't want to do it either. It was only those that are so desperate for the paycheck that had no choice to do it that did it. And with that, I don't judge. Everybody has to do what they gotta do, what's best for their family. And if you think it was best for your family to make the paycheck to take the jab, then by all means, you do you, boo-boo. We, on the other hand, we will die on the hill of which we stand. And that is why we decided when we were younger, why would we go Army when we could go Marine Corps? And so when I decided to start fighting fire, I was originally going to go to Portland Fire and Rescue. And then a buddy of mine introduced me to one of his friends that needed a garage door fixed. And I went to fix the garage door. And while we were there, started talking about fire. And he's like, oh, well, I do wildland fire. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm about to go to the Portland Fire Academy, all this stuff. And then he starts showing me videos of what wildland fire actually entails. And oh boy, were we hooked. We were like, that is gangster shit. Because let's face it, if you go to a structured department, you're going to be doing 90% medical calls. And in a city like Minneapolis, Portland, or New York, most of your medical calls are going to be ODs. They're going to be repeat callers. People you deal with on a daily basis almost. Same poor old people that couldn't get off the toilet. Same fucking people ODing under a bridge. And it's like, okay, yeah, we can handle that. Do I want to? Not really. But the part that's the hardest to deal with is when it comes to the children. Or car wrecks, stuff like that. And I was like, I don't really want to deal with that. But while in fire, I get to call in helicopters like I'm fucking calling in airstrikes. Telling me somebody's going to pay me to take a chainsaw into the woods and fuck shit up. Hell yeah, where do I sign up? So here we are over a decade later. And so it's like, if we're going to do anything, why would you go with the easy route? Like, some do. By all means, somebody has to. But if we're going to do something, like, I don't know. We don't go for the low-end fruit. Because we know that at the top of the sticker bush are the best berries. And so, we will die on the hill we stand on. Evil prevails when good men do nothing. And you see that through history over and over and over. My God. All this from fucking advertisements. That's wild shit. The rabbit holes we go on this channel. Couldn't do it without y'all. Yeah, we had some weird dreams last night, so our passions are a little raised this morning. Oh, thank God we're streaming on Rumble and Kick also, because I have a feeling tomorrow YouTube and Twitch will probably no longer be an option. But anyways, I've decided to continue building on this island, of which will not render for Josh or myself. The whole start of this morning was to show the craziness we found yesterday. By craziness, it was irritating, because how is this possible? But we've just accepted it. Twitch and PC will render different islands, and I don't know how Josh managed to pick the only island that renders on both PC and Switch randomly. I still maintain that mofo needs to go buy a lottery ticket, because it's 1 in a quintillion chance that he found the only island on this planet, in this galaxy, that renders for both Switch and PC on the exact same voxel coordinates. Crazy. Fucking crazy. And to that, I drink the coffee. But I'm done yapping about politics. was never my intention anyway. I don't even remember how that shit started. God damn. Anyways, how's work for y'all going today? Feels bad to be playing video games while I know others are working real jobs. I would be if I had any work coming in. It's been stupid slow. Alright, what do we want to build over here? Okay, so we got... Actually, nah, we're gonna do a custom build. We'll put some salvage floor down. Actually, hold up. I know what we can do. We're gonna make this a centerpiece. Let's get some wood. We got some big wood this morning. Now we'll go there. Yeah, we are big conspiracy theorists. Why we're also on Kick and Rumble. It's like Tectone, I know it's only a matter of time before we also end up banned. I swear, the messages we get from Rumble are kind of wild sometimes. Huh, interesting. Anyways. Alright, let's see. See if we can make some cool shit here. What was on what? What we got here? Ah, well, I'm getting the DM and must be watching, so yeah, we are passionate about freedom. America, goddammit. Without it, there would be no free world. Absolutely none. But I digress. Video game time. But no worries, no worries. You do you, boo-boo. Shit, that whole speech probably just lost me every viewer I had in mainland China. We're no John Cena. We don't speak Chinese. We're not gonna gravel. handrails. Well, being that this doesn't render on Switch, I think I'm gonna have to actually put a floor in. So what we'll do is we'll floor this whole thing. Where's not? I don't want wood. North stone. Let's go. I have a little salvaged floor. Alright, let's see what this looks like. Alright, so I think we gotta delete this. Delete that. We'll go kaboom. Alright, here's where it's gonna get interesting. Got some inconsistencies here. See if this will work though. See if I can get this to land right there. Alright, now let's put some more steps right here. And of course it's not going to want to go, so see if I can delete this. Alright, now see if I can put it back. These islands are weird to build on. Super weird. Super effing cool though. Alright. Can I make these connect? Come on. Come on, baby girl. You know you can do it. Connect for daddy. Oh, I just saw it. Had it. Had it. Come back. Come back to me. Come back, Wilson. You know what? Fine. You want to play nice? Say hello to my little friend. That looks like dog shit. Let's go this. Do that. That might work. And we'll put the... Let's put a decoration here. Let's put a big ass pot. Wait, wrong size. That big. Buku. And then we will go with this majestic sail palm. Alrighty. Oh, that's not gonna match right. It is what it is. Alright, now we gotta do it from there to there. So we're gonna have to put a floor in this entire place. Just to make it become a sky base. Well, this is going to be super interesting. I have to test this out on the Switch to see if it even works well. Por ahí. We'll wire that in a bit. Alright, now we gotta go up top. Make sure all the floor is connected, because apparently on console this will be a floating base on no island at all. Means we also gotta put some flooring under here. I don't know that it's gonna let me though. Boom. Need the small one. Oh, come on. Snap. Snap for me. Snap for me. America. Somehow it all translates. Alright, so I know we've got connections there. And I've turned this building into something cool. I want it bigger. So here's how you do the adjacency glitch. So we want this fireplace to be bigger, yeah? A little small for this room. What we're gonna do, and I'm not the best at this shit, but here's how you do it. As we're making this bigger, we're gonna scale the part next to it, and this only works with the parts that are directly in front. Alright? So, we'll take this pot, we're gonna make it bigger, and now we're gonna, as we switch to the next part, like how you can switch, we're gonna do that as fast as we can while also clicking to set the part down. So we're gonna go like this. Bam. Oh, fucked it up. So we'll do it again. Normally I gotta do it like 5 or 6 times before I get it right. Used to be way easier. Used to be stupid easy. There we go. That's how you do the size glitch. And you can do it even with wires. Our boy Jake, he's a little more proficient with the wire glitch than we are. And it's even centered. Look at that shit. That's what's up. Alright, we want... And then we want to change color. We want some... Yep, that looks nice and majestic. Actually, how did I do that? From corner to corner. Okay, we'll go corner. Some Martha Stewart decorations here. Yeah. Table. Where's the little table? Oh, there we go. Where's the other one? I'll put this one right here. And then we'll put some decorations. Actually, I'll put it in the corner. Yeah, why not? We'll do 4. We'll grab... Find flowers. And we're gonna find these floating, or not the floating, but the Tassel lily, I mean. They're tassel, I think, titties for some reason. I'm not sure why. I think I have a problem. Let's find that table. I want the one that open and closes or raises. Hexagon. Here we go. Make it small coffee table-ish. And even though we don't smoke anymore, it needs to have a bong. Gonna put a lighter. Nice and small. And then to not make it float off the table, we're gonna take it off the table and put it back on. Now it's laying on the table. No, that looks like it's floating still. Get over here. Well, I guess it's gonna float regardless. There we go. Lighter. Actually, that's a really big lighter. It needs to be smaller. Yep, we're gonna put it on this because it's not floating. Boom. Alright. Now, I think we need to make a stove. First, word from our sponsors. Just kidding, I need to take a piss. I'll be right back.
They tried to count me out, I'ma gon' count me in. Fill up my bank account, now I got something to spend. They tried to count me out, I'ma gon' count me in. Fill up my bank account, now I got something to spend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I just pull it out and count for nothing when I'm feeling great. Give my baby little more, just to spend it, and I'm always on go, I don't hesitate. Used to always know I make it, yeah. I'll be me until I'm in the grave, yeah. See my record, had to set it straight, yeah. I make to kill like 10 times 10. I got wires coming in, some in euros, some in sec, some in dollars, some in yen. I've been trying to keep my zen, keep my cool. Trying to keep the family fed, get my food. They tried to count me out, I'ma gon' count me in. Fill up my bank account, now I got something to spend. They tried to count me out, I'ma gon' count me in. Fill up my bank account, now I got something to spend. Did it, do it. I did it all, no gimmicks. I did it all, no fibbing. Now I got all these children, now I got all these clones. Now I got all you twinning, now I got all you thinking like all you winning. They tried to count me out, they tried to fill that doubt. They tried to ride my whip, they tried to knock me out. They tried to count my wins, they tried to show my L's. They tried to make me in, they tried, but where they now? Where they? Step in the spot and they stare at me. All of these battles will bear me. I swear that nothing compares to me. Feeling blessed, I won't stress. Beat the odds, you know the rest. They tried to count me out, I'ma gon' count me in. Fill up my bank account, now I got something to spend. They tried to count me out, I'ma gon' count me in. Fill up my bank account, now I got something to spend.
All right. Hopefully the our sponsors, did their thing. Just kidding. All right. I forgot where I was at. Gotta lose thought track so quick. Oh yeah, I want to make. All right, this is gonna take some imagination and some customization. We are going to build a stove. Oh. See if we can line this shit up right here real quick. And let's... Yeah, we'll do it dark. Gonna rotate this up. Okay, actually, here's what we'll do. Put one down. Ah, we can do better. Do this one. And get some little stovetop burners. Do a little one there. Do a little one there. Big one there. Big one there. Now we need little dials. Or knobs. Knobs. Okay. Forgot what I used last time. Not looking really cool. Nope, can't make that super small. Forgot what I used last time. Of course, I don't have that base anymore. Oh. Okay. Not using that. These are all massive parts. We need... Oh, you know what? I'm back. How to take a quick trip down the road after I get done rebuilding this carburetor. Put a video on Discord. Oh, shit! This guy actually submitted his TPS reports? Yeah, we're watching this shit on stream. You don't have anything copywritten that's gonna get me fucked, do you? Well, this is that kind of hillbilly shit that we're into. Hell yeah. Nice. Nice. Just dangerous enough. Just dangerous enough to regret. I love it. Gotta hit that throttle just to keep it running. So we got a mad scientist vehicle builder. We got the mechanic. Shit, this community is just slowly building its way into making some mechanical madness. Hell yeah. Oh, I'm jealous. I'm about to go fucking outside and ride my lawnmower. I'll go rally that shit. That's what's up. Except for that I have to ride them all. Gotta go mow 3 acres today. Probably gonna take it through the poison oak again and just fucking ramsack and mow that shit down too. Hell yeah. That's what's up. A Jake of all trades. That's clever. I like that shit. Okay, those are not very straight. Put this one down. Yeah. Well, that's the shittiest looking stove I've ever built, but whatever, we'll let it roll. Next to the stove is going to be the countertops. No idea why I'm even doing it. It sounded funny at the time. I thought it up. We'll put there. Put a table there. That's awesome. That's retarded, but it's awesome. Let's do 60 on something that we're pretty much crouching on. Love it. We call that an organ donor. Organ donor bike. That's what's up. Hell yeah. Alright, well, we're gonna put another... let's put a doorway. Where's that triangle? There's a triangle. There you are. I don't like how that sticks out of the wall. Folks. Oh, we can find a better one. There we go. That looks better. Doesn't match. Looks better. Alright, this can be... bang. Yeah, we can't put any of those up. We will... let's put... god damn, now I want to go riding motorcycles and shit. Been a while. Closest to that kind of fun we have these days is riding the lawnmower. Which does 5 miles an hour. Maybe 6. If I could get that bitch to go 60, that'd be sweet. Although then my kids wouldn't be able to mow the lawn with it. Wouldn't trust them to use it. That's awesome. Alright, this place might be floating. But at least it's going to be elegantly floating. Oh, 1 second. I gotta switch the screens real quick. Da-da-da. Oh, nice. Okay. But yeah, I figured it had to have been something simple. That's what's up. Glad you fixed it. I wasn't understanding what was different. Aren't we all? But like I say often, never go full retard. Not when you can watch me do it for you. Alright, we're gonna put this right. Wait a minute, why do I have wire? Didn't select wire. That was interesting. How do you guys feel about Arc Raiders? You guys played that shit yet? Any interest? No interest? Lots of interest? Just curious. Asking for a friend. Yeah, I agree. Actually, at first it was fun, and then it got quite irritating until I learned what we were doing wrong. But after playing with some of the newbie friends that were straight new to the game who haven't killed anybody, it became fun again. Because instead of killing the other people, it now we only get PvE lobbies instead of PvP lobbies, which made it quite fun. Now we don't have to resort to what's it called? Being a psychopath in order to win a match. Now we just kill robots and we move on. We come across a lot of people who are doing the same thing we are, and aren't trying to murder us every 2 seconds. The PvP side of it made it was unbearable. I was like, why do we even bother? But then it quickly once we played with some buddies who have yet to do any in the beginning, didn't realize the lobbies, how they worked. So if you defend yourself and kill another player, you become part of the I guess the hostile, like you get put in more hostile lobbies. So once we joined some new friends who've never encountered any hostilities to defend themselves against, and playing with them, we got stuck in their lobbies. And we were able to, I guess, reset our rank by playing enough and not killing other players that were no longer considered hostile by the algorithm. And so now we only get PvE lobbies. And now instead of worrying about people, we worry mostly about the robots trying to fucking murder us. It's much more enjoyable. Been meaning to get back and play that since the latest updates. Pretty fun. I think Ryan's gonna get on later. I think we're gonna try and play that shit. I might stream it. It's always entertaining, the crazy shit that goes down. Yeah, and there's actually been a few times where we fell for the psychopaths. Tricked us into doing shit. And so we'd help them loot some shit just to get murdered once we had our back turned to them. And it's like, oh, okay, touche. To the point where it was actually pretty funny. The fact that we got duped into getting murdered. It's like, damn, that dude played the psychopath perfectly. That was wild. It's funny too, because I don't remember if it was my younger son or I think it was my younger son. Showed me a video of some, like, I assume she's British because her accent, but she got murked in the same way by some dude. And so the story is this dude found another player or his buddy or whatever was glitched into the wall, stuck, and they were in co-op and she was in singles. And he convinced her to shoot him so that way he could revive him and get him back in game. And then while she was doing that, he fucking murdered her. And so she reported him and tried to ruin his life. And even got him banned for a couple days. And then started hitting him with copyright strikes because he posted the videos of what happened. That shit was wild. So we saw that the other day and it's like, man, we've been meaning, we gotta get back on that game. It's been a while. And so now when the dickheads mow us down and we fall for the tricks, it's like, okay, I guess I deserve that shit. Should have seen that coming. Good family fun. I think we'll switch to... Where is the thing at? Yeah. Yeah, if anything, it teaches you how to be sneakier. Like, I am so fucking paranoid in that game. Same with Rust, except for... I tried playing Rust with one of our buddies. I can never actually get into the game with him, like find him. Like once he ends up in the server, it's like I can never get a hold of him and find him again. But that game Rust, it was like... I don't even know. Maybe I'm playing it wrong. I don't know what I'm doing. It was not as enjoyable. At least Arc Raiders, it's like... There's a lot more goals for me to do other than just build a base and raid people. Even though Rust has some great content. It's a good time. But yeah, the goal is to take the biggest backpack and try to get all the shit unlocked. Like, Arc Raiders, the mechanics of like the backpack and the inventory is very similar to the Call of Duty, I think it was Modern Warfare 3, the zombies. That shit was dope. We played the hell out of that on our channel for a while. It's actually where we started our streaming was doing that, because we were doing the whole tombstone glitch and all these other shit. Like our channel's always been big on finding the bugs and glitches and helping others achieve the same greatness. Been a while. We gotta go play that shit again too. Alright, we are gonna... Where's the thingies? There it is. Yeah, we'll put you right here for storage. So, actually what we'll need to do is we'll need to put that there, and then we can put one down. Put it right on top. And we need the holo door. Alright, storage time. If I can remember where it is. As usual, I'm in the wrong place. Come to Papa. Dog. Gas needs to go outside. Gassy motherfucker. Goodness. It's bad too, because that fucker will... He takes over my entire bed. And when he does, sometimes you'll wake up in the middle of the night with the most foul smell in your nose. And you know it's bad when you're getting woke up by your dog's farts. Just wake up gagging. Yeah, why not? We'll see what this does. Alright, that should work. And then... Wait, no. We need a trade terminal. Okay, what else are we missing? We're missing all kinds of important shit that make people's gameplay easy from the base. Oh shit. Here we go, getting too fast for our own good. Fucking things up. Actually, that almost looks kind of cool. Looks super intentional. No, it was not. Find something to hang off of that bad boy. Where is... No. I know what we need. I think it's right here. Big antenna. Oh wait, I like this one better. Make this extra piece look intentional, like we meant for it to happen. Then we get rid of that one. Unnecessary. How far into the building does it stick? Perfect. You can't even see it. Like we knew what we were doing in here. Alright, another staircase. We want to go that way. One thing I hate about stairs is too much of a perfectionist to not put friggin' handrails on it. I guess it's something I have to do every single time. No rhyme or reason. Just my OCD. And then... we put an atmosphere harvester. No, of course not, because none of this is real terrain according to the game. But... we can put... there we go. No. Bigger. Bigger is better. America, goddammit. Bigger. Texas. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, they're nasty. They're, something different, that's for sure. You know what? I think what we need to do... Stairway to Heaven. Now that's a view. Then put that there. Where's the cube? We need the cube. This. And we need a door. And of course, do it a little further. Do this. Bam. And I don't know how Josh builds on the Switch. I cannot do it. Controller, I got all kinds of screwed up. Nah, I'm not feeling it. Here's what we'll do instead. We're gonna make a base jumping platform. See here. Alright, we needed to make it look like the motherfuckers are gonna parachute down from here. Where's that globe?
Then they put you on trial. I was just a young child. Gave you 25 to life, all these years gone by. And you never asked
Make this shit look all majestic. Alright, now...
It's gonna be worthwhile. Remember nights I cried
Yeah.
at the finish line. You was only 21 with a son on the run, no. You was living in the jungle. Got charged for a murder and some weed and a gun, no. You was moving like a
Where are the light bulbs?
time like a champ, never rumble. You was
Actually,
on the wrong path, you was young, though.
skip the light bulbs. Let's do,
See the light at the end of the tunnel. I see the fire and the pain in my mama's eyes.
there we go. That'll work. Whee! On PC, this looks retarded. On the Switch, it's gonna look like this whole base is floating for no reason. It'll look like an orbital base. Where is... I was in the right place already, and then I bounced. There we go. Then... We'll put a fire right here. Somewhere. Where's the ball? Oh, actually, what's in front of it? Can I make this smaller? No. So it just is as it is. So we'll put you right here. Bam. Wonder if I can make it to that stolen orbital base. Which on the PC, you see islands right next to it. On the Switch, no islands right there. It was like the only base I've made on this planet that is in the same place for everybody is that one. I didn't even make it. Copy and pasted it. I should just make this the main though. Although I can never remember my way around this son of a bitch. Oh wait. Gotta go up more. was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I built stairs up to there yesterday. Okay, so those all work. I guess then now I just gotta power the other base. Which looks cool as shit from here, but it's a bummer that doesn't exist on all consoles. Such a shame. Dude, you can't even build on these ones. That's interesting. The gun stays the same. I'm pretty sure I should have a stab. Stab. I don't know why I said stab. Well. Let's see, where's our ship? Cheap, cheap. Curious if there are even power sources on the ground. Let's go see. No hotspot. But of course there's gas nearby. But we don't need any gas. Already got gas farms. Alright, where is my view? There it is. Let's see what other nearby shit we can find. Oh, that's why this thing's so slow. Get rid of that drift suspension. Put the Cyclops on you. There, now we can actually scan things. Oh, we're getting air. Oh, hella air. Right, you like that shit? Oh wait, actually what we need to do is I need my dump truck. There is scrap on this place. Let's play Garbage Man for a little bit. Although it is interesting how my gun is not changing. Oh, there it is. Now it looks like a gun. Boy. Oh, of course I missed. Where'd it go? Oh, that went into the ether. Alright, fine. Let's Kobe this shit. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Where'd that go? Come back. Come to Papa. And this is all the good scrap too. God, that was such a wild expedition. When it introduced this mechanic, it was fun for about 2 minutes. And now we're doing it all for fun. See if we can make it from here. Oh, we missed. Oh, we missed again. Almost. Oh, almost. I don't think we'll make it from here. Especially with that heavy shit. At least we'll get it closer. Is that all the good stuff? I do believe it is. That's oh shit, that's awesome. I'm down. You make the scoreboard. I'll get people to come play that shit with us. Blast it on Reddit. Start a competition. Which, might I add, so my wife decided to make like a, I don't know what you call it, like a promo video yesterday. She liked the ship, clock Corvette Rolex. So she's been playing with the video editing. And making videos and uploading it for us while I'm working in the yard post stream. And oh, very nice, thank you. And so we put it on Reddit yesterday. I just shared a link. That shit, it's crazy how fucking quick viral that thing. Let's say it hit like 1,000 or something views already just on Reddit. But then you go to YouTube and you see like 2 views. It's crazy how quick Reddit can explode. And then you look everywhere else and that algorithm shows you nothing. N9 shit? Oh, no shit, yeah. 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay. Let's go to the doctor. This is where we find out if we all have cancer. Can't have cancer unless you go to the doctor. Morning, son. Into what? Did you actually saved it though? Here. Alright, bear with me 1 second. Sorry guys. One's having technical difficulties. Act. Oh, like I'm doing stuff, but I'm not like busy. I'm not too busy to help you. Just fun hobby. My diehards, they get it. My true homies. Welcome What was the account? Huddle? Let me make sure. I don't see any Huddle login. Yeah, go to forget password, and when you this time when what I normally do is when I'm setting up an account, have Robo open, have it right next to me. I don't use the generated password. I will make my own password. Make sure it matches in Robo form exactly how it is on the new account. That way this doesn't happen. If you need help, let me know. Okay, well. Now all the kids are awake. Even the oldest. On his weekend, only 8:57, he's already been up for half hour, which is wild. Normally he's gonna sleep until noon, damn near. Okay, so we need processing plants. And so for anybody who's never done this shit before, or missed the expedition, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure you can buy the bed upgrade in the anomaly. Oh yeah, it's because, yeah, let's see, Ohio, you're 2 hours ahead of us, I think? Or is it full 3? Well, it's 8:57 here, so we just round it to 9, and it's 10, 11, 12, so yeah, I guess it's 3 hours. Oh! My lights are changing. Why are my lights changing? Wish I could see every reason the lights change. Okay, yeah, you are 3 hours. I think somebody liked one of our, liked something. Whether YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, I can never tell. The lights just flicker. Like when you redeem the points. And the key to the Colossus is to not speed over bumps, otherwise you'll lose everything. And pick your route. No whoops. I thought I just lost something. Something fall out? No. It's retarded. As far as expeditions go, this one was a pain in the ass. You hit a bump, it was so buggy, you hit a bump and then the damn everything comes bouncing right out of your truck. Although it was kind of cool, it was fun. It was a different play, different type of play. First expedition where you could not use your ship, and even if you could, it was pointless. So far, I haven't hit anything that's gonna make everything bump out. When this first came out, oh, now who's calling me? Probably calling about my extended warranty. 1 second.
one time knocking the door. Knock, knock. Hello. Something real, something raw, not accidental, no, I'm sure. You're not needed, show you the door. What's that, yeah, are you sure? Yeah, there's a rental, yeah, what a poor boy, lying, nothing in the kill for, buying, yeah, what you for? Do what I need to, always sure, fuck off. That's what you gotta tell them sometimes, man. Fuck off. See, like, all the best, all the best. Something real, something raw, not accidental, no, I'm sure. Something real, something raw, not accidental, no, I'm sure.
Persistent sons of bitches. They don't even give you a chance to say, no, I'm not interested. They just start fucking yapping. Normally I give those types of callers, those cold callers, I'll give them some time. If I'm not doing shit, I'll waste an hour plus of their time just so they can't bug somebody else. But they're cutting into my video game time, which is quickly coming to a close. I gotta go make breakfast and start doing some yard and farm work. Oh yeah, actually, speaking of farm work. So, one of my cousin's friends was out hiking in the woods yesterday. Came across a random Rhode Island red just out in the middle of the hiking trail. Apparently it had been attacked by something. It's missing most of its tail feathers. So then, not knowing what to do, they brought it over to our house. Obviously, we put it in quarantine. It's on the other side of the property, well away from our flock. I told my cousin we'll probably just keep it quarantined for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 days. Keep an eye on it. Make sure it's healthy and not fucking down with the Wuhan flu. And then we'll probably revaccinate and add it to our flock. What, see, you're the chicken expert. I'm curious to know what should we actually look for to know if this fucking thing is diseased or not. Or if we should just exterminate it and not put it in our flock. Because otherwise I was just going to keep it secluded and then probably give it the same vaccines that we give all the rest of our flock. But I wasn't sure. There's something more specific we should look for other than I don't know, the average obvious sicknesses, or is there something different we should do? Because here's the thing, as much as we love having free eggs and meat and chickens, a chicken is cheap. I can go get a new chicken for a couple bucks versus a parrot. That's about $1,000. And so, as much as the bird flu kind of worries us, it doesn't really bother us for the chickens. I mean, unless we have to exterminate like all 30 of them bitches out there. That would suck. But I think replacing the flock is probably still cheaper than replacing these 3 parrots that my family is so fond of. Curious as to what your thoughts are. Being that you are the chicken whisperer. Asking for a friend. Okay, see, that's kind of what I thought. But then again, I only know the little bit that I've known from over the years. Like, there's a difference between, like, the educated knowledges versus, for instance, most of my family, straight Mexican, and they do things different. Like, for instance, safety first? What is that? Nah, you're being a pussy. Fuck that. So, like, yesterday I told my uncle my cousin's friend found a chicken, and we're gonna quarantine it, and then if it turns out that it's okay in a few days or a week, we'll add it to the flock. And he was just like straight up, nah, fuck that. It's like, well, it's a real nice, thick, healthy looking Rhode Island red. So I was like, yeah, we'll just see what happens. We'll just keep an eye on it. So yeah, the nasal discharge, stuff like that, is kind of what I was expecting. It had the Wuhan fluid probably start showing by now. Okay, and so I have heard that actually. Luckily, the Canadian geese do not frequent around our parts over here. I mean, they do in town near the river, because it's obviously the river. But where we currently live is like more in the mountain / arid mountain just above. Like, we're 10 minutes away from town. I think we're like 20 miles or some shit, 15 miles away from town. But there's no water sources here for them to like want to come here, so we never see geese or anything here. But if we did, probably shoot at them with the crossbow. Have a nice goose dinner. Just wasn't sure if there was more to it that we didn't know about or something. Oh shit, that made it in. That was dope. That one did not. Oh, that was bunk. Copy that. Yeah, I know, I figured that you meant them, not him. Oh, that's all the scrap over here, I guess. That almost looks like a car shell. It is. Little buggy shell, that's wild. Never seen that at one of these depots before. Say what? What Need for Speed was that? I don't remember that shit. Played most of those. That used to be our shit. Actually, it still is. Actually, I'm gonna go hit that save real quick. Gotta get going. Yeah, no, there's a shit ton of them. They've been going since I was a kid. Since PS1 days. Before Xbox ever existed. Oh yeah, we got a ton of shit to get rid of. We'll start with the Pugnum. We'll put that there as a place mark. Ah, see. The Atari days. Remember my mom? Mom had the Atari. We were never allowed. I was never allowed to touch that shit. And then she got the Super Nintendo, and then I was a little older, and I was able to sneak on that shit every once in a while. When we were introduced to Mario. I think F1. Was it F1? I don't remember what it was, but it was there was one of those games. That shit is cool. Okay, you look like you're obviously scrapped. You're colored, right? Why can't I grab you? Dude, it's kind of wild when you look at the price of what those old consoles are going for, and honestly, you can thank Nintendo for this. Because when Nintendo decided to drop the Switch 2, and then they told everybody, oh look, there's my projector screen. When they dropped the Switch 2, and then decided to jack the prices up, and then make all the games that already were out, raise the price $20 per game, like, what was a good example? I want to say it was Mario Kart 8. It was already out. It's already been out for like 8-9 years. But because Nintendo decided to get greedy as fuck, and then that of course set precedent for every other game company to get greedy as fuck. The old school gaming consoles, the price jump for any of the old school gaming consoles is crazy. Let's just see what the AI says actually. I don't care about the opinions of other people. So like it went up, so I was able to find those 3DSs at like GameStop, everywhere else. They were like $80. Nintendo Switch 2 drops. 200, 350, that's cheap. Now they're going for, like, I think the game store over in town, I was seeing the so the limited edition, it was the Pokemon with the Pikachu, $800 for just the Nintendo DS. It wasn't even like the heavy duty one, but it was a collector's. And then you look at any of the old school Game Boys, anything that's offline play, or anything that's moddable, it's just ridiculous prices. Like everything it's wild because people are like, yeah, screw this, we're done with this cloud gaming. Actually, speaking of something too, that Stop Killing Games initiative in the UK is actually getting kind of wild. So if you guys don't know about this shit, Stop Killing Games initiative, it started out in the UK. Now it's slowly working its way worldwide, and we've been hoping for this since I first heard about it, just fucking hoping to God it happens. So, anybody who doesn't know about it, what it is essentially these live action games. Like, for instance, The Crew was what started this shit. But any of these games that are server based or live action, we've watched over the years as we pay $60 to $80 for a game, and then 5-6 years later they decide, okay, we're not making money, so they shut the servers down. Not only do they shut the servers down, but a majority of gaming companies are actually, they'll issue an update that forces the game to no longer work, even in offline mode. So, in the, actually, you know what? I think there's actually, let's show some love to go to YouTube real quick. Let's help the homies out. But the Stop Killing Games initiative is, oh, of course I spelled that shit wrong. And you can thank Pirate Software actually for fucking making this a worldwide issue, because if Pirate Software didn't say what he said and didn't piss people off the way he did, it probably would not have gotten the traction that it did. And so now you've got Amazon and everybody else. You see all these big gaming companies are fighting to stop that initiative from making it here to the US. And because of shit like that in Nintendo, that's why the offline games are just stupid expensive, right? So now, I believe his name was Albright or Ross Albright. I forget what his name is. But now this goofy looking guy, who's actually a fucking hero to the gaming community, actually just spoke in front of Parliament and explained what this initiative is. And now the EU is like, yeah, we're gonna do something about this. Meanwhile, here in the US, something is slowly starting to trickle in. And so, honestly, I tend to not like the shit that comes out of the EU because it's always fucking tyrannical and anti-freedom and typically anti-consumer. But what they did to Apple by forcing Apple to stop doing their own proprietary bullshit and get on the bandwagon of the USB-C, I'm hoping to God happens to Nintendo. I hope Nintendo gets their dick cut off or slapped so fucking hard that they stop making the USB-C a proprietary. Like, for instance, on the Nintendo Switch, this fucking thing has got USB-Cs front and back. They do not act like USB-Cs. Nintendo decided to encrypt the USB-C so that way the pulses of electricity are essentially like a password. So anything that does not speak like a Nintendo device through the USB-C does not work. So if you try to use a third-party dongle to give your HDMI to your TV, unless the manufacturer of said dongle specifically engineered it to speak like a Nintendo device, it won't work. And it's USB-C. It's not a standard like what. So how Apple got slapped fucking hard and was going to be fined millions a day unless they complied. I'm hoping to God that happens to Nintendo because they have destroyed the USB-C. The whole USB-C concept is being dismantled by one company, singular. And so, on that note too, you've got the Stop Killing Games initiative, which is going to make it so, say, like for instance, say we buy Call of Duty. Should work offline, right? A lot of times there is an offline campaign. Now say, whether it's Ubisoft or Activision, they decide we're not making enough money on this. We're going to shut down the servers. Okay, that's one thing. Shut down the servers, that's fine. You should have the right. Like that's okay, cool. But to issue an update to the game to force the game to no longer work even in offline mode, that's essentially theft because you're not getting your money back. You already paid for it. And so the whole Stop Killing Games initiative it's gonna happen in Europe. And I'm hoping to God that normally when this kind of consumer actions happen in Europe, they typically move their way around the world. But you already have people here in the US, whether the Senate, Congress, or lobbyists from, say, Amazon, because of the Luna, they're already fighting this. And they're trying to do their best to keep it quiet so the American public, especially the gaming public, doesn't catch on that it's already coming. It's here. And so, for anybody who's not aware, this is something I would highly suggest you keep an eye on. And so when it does make its way here in the US, and it starts to the point where we need to get signatures to force it to become a thing that gets voted on, we all need to sign this shit. And so, with the risk of getting hit with copyright, what we'll do is we're going to go to our boy, Bill Arndt. We're going to let him explain. Because not only does he do a good job of explaining this for the average Joe, but this is actually one of those important things that actually affects everybody who plays games. Because say Hello Games decided to get greedy. Say they decide, oh, we're not making money anymore. It's been 10 plus years. We're going to shut down our multiplayer servers, which they have the right to do. Okay, cool. But for them to make an update that forces the game to no longer work, That's bullshit. Especially for someone like me. I've bought this game like 5 different times. I've got it 3 different versions on the Switch. Bought one for... so I bought a hard copy. Hooked it up to Josh. Because I mean, I love this game. I'm trying to get everybody I know to play this shit. I've got the digital version on my Switch. I've got another hard copy for the wife's and the kids' Switch. And we got it on PC. Like, we bought this game multiple times just to play with each other all across the different devices. And so, if you were to say, for example, have Hello Games say, yeah, we're not making money, we're going to shut it down, and we're going to force an update that fucking destroys the game, that should be illegal as fuck. And so, that's what they did with The Crew. Luckily, the modding and hacking community, douchebags like myself, took it upon themselves to start scouring and data mining the game, and they've made the game so it works offline again. And that the company that made The Crew was like, no, you can't do that, that's our IP, we're going to sue. Well, because of the EU, now they can't. And so now developers, if they're going to decide to destroy a game or stop its live service, they have to give the consumer the ability to continue playing in some way or form. So without further ado, we'll let Bellar explain it to you. Ross Scott, that's what his name was. Scott's a fucking hero that nobody ever knew in the gaming community. Didn't realize my gaming channel didn't subscribe to him. My main does. Homeboy does good work. He deserves follow and likes. Yeah, it's a bullshit. Mm-hmm. Huh. They actually just had another one recently. That's why they stopped their age verification thing. Millions of licenses. Here's a crazy thing about these data brokers. So, a lot of my family, including my wife, did not realize that I could pay $50 and I can literally get every single person in, say, when we were in Beaverton, I think it was $50, and I could have pretty much what was it? It was like a 20-mile radius around me. For $50, I could buy almost everybody's data and do with it whatever I wanted. And it's fucking crazy. Anyways, I digress. Yeah. Wait, I just realized. Could you guys even hear? You guys probably couldn't even hear any of that shit, huh? Whoopsies. Well, we'll just skip the ad part. Yeah. Oh, you kind of get the point. It's it'd be like if Hello Games decided to say we're no longer going to support No Man's Sky and we're going to shut down the servers for multiplayer. Okay, cool. But then as they do that, they issue an update that makes the game no longer even possible to play, even in offline mode. But then they say, oh, by the way, here's our new game. Go play this instead. And so that's the whole point of this Stop Killing Games. And things like Activision with Call of Duty, shit like that, they're notorious for stuff like that, where they're trying to push you into their next game while slowly dwindling the support for the older game. It's funny because this whole initiative, none of us would have ever heard about it if it wasn't for one man. We will thank Thor for this as well. Oh wow, I didn't even type it in and it's already... Probably because the algorithm saw what we're doing. Hold on, that's not where we're going. We're gonna go... And because he's got such a huge following, the only reason we even heard about this shit is because Thor decided to talk some shit on it. So was it this one? And it was during a live stream. So there were about 1 million plus people saw this shit. Let's see if this is it. Oh shit. No, that's not it. That's not it. It was... Wait, where is the one? And it's... There's a... I know it's been clipped 1 million times. Hold on, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I don't want to, like, blast the poor guy's downfall, because... Like I said, I don't want to be part of the drama. But... part of being in the know is to pay attention to everything going on, all directions at all times. So when the Stop Killing Games initiative was going around, I didn't think anything was going to happen with it. I didn't ever think it was going to be brought to the US. But, and I actually used to like Pirate. Like, I actually enjoyed listening to this shit. I actually thought the dude was smart as fuck. Ex-Blizzard, tech, all that stuff. Learned quite a bit from him. Now I don't know. I think differently, but this is, I'm trying to find this one quote that he said. Okay, I don't know if this is it. This is different. I'm not sending this one. So that's not the one that I was trying to show, but that is the catalyst because he pissed people off so badly by what he said. And let's see. It's specifically what he said during his live stream that pretty much solidified the Stop Killing Games initiative to become a real movement that is now what it is, where it's actually looking like it's gonna come to the US. We're gonna get a chance to speak on shit like this for the US version of it. But there's one specific thing, and this is why it's like he didn't even really get a chance to read it or look at it. He just immediately spoke on it. Oh my god. Probably did not find it, but... But he's pretty much called it dog shit. The first person, like his chat sent it to him, and he immediately was like, "What is this garbage?" And then talked shit about the Stop Killing Games initiative, and then so that immediately killed all traction for like a few months. And then so Scott Ross was like, "Well, fuck, I don't think we're gonna have a chance at getting this to win." But then the community was like, you know, wait a minute. And so that was literally the beginning of the end for our boy Thor there. But what he said specifically and how he categorized the whole Stop Killing Games initiative. Let's see. Really funny, that's why I wanted to code it.
You know what, on that grind, disruptive here from time, shaking up the norm, you know why. Original tell you why, basic yo, that's your guy. Got different hands and pies, international ties, in the studio till sunrise. You know what, on that grind, disruptive here from time, shaking up the norm, you know why. Original tell you why, basic yo, that's your guy. Got different hands and pies, international ties, in the studio till sunrise. Okay, it's never enough, okay, it's never enough. Life can get so mad and life can get so tough. They can't handle nothing, that's why I do this stuff. That's why I wrote this stuff, that's how we hold it down, this love. Hit Istanbul like 3-4, when I call me that's plus 44. You know me, you know the score, you know what the hell we do this for. They wanna sleep in the name like Vodafone. I'm around but they wanna call me the goal. I know what they're saying but really though, this flame just burning in my soul. Are you a villain, are you an angel? Are you willing, are you able? Disruptive here from time, shaking up the norm, you know why. Original tell you why, basic yo, that's your guy. I got different hands and pies, international ties, in the studio till sunrise. You know what, on that grind, disruptive here from time, shaking up the norm, you know why. Original tell you why, basic yo, that's your guy. Got different hands and pies, international ties, in the studio till sunrise. Stumble like 3-4, when I call me that's plus 44. You know me, you know the score, you know what the hell we do this for. They wanna sleep in the name like Vodafone. I'm around but they wanna call me the goal. I know what they're saying but really though, this flame just burning in my soul. Are you a villain, are you an angel? Are you willing, are you able? Are you a villain, are you an angel? Are you willing?
Yeah, I'm probably never gonna find it. The internet's already so full of all this other noise that. But you get where I was getting at. The Stop Killing Games initiative was empowered even further because Thor, what he decided to say about it. But his downfall was also solidified because of what he said about it. I don't even remember how I got into that rabbit hole, but you kind of get the point. Go ahead and give Scott Ross a follow and maybe Beller News. But anyways, goddamn, we've gone through a bunch of rabbit holes today. Went from video games to rabbit hole, rabbit hole, rabbit hole. Anyways, I gotta go cook food for the kids because they're all awake and starting to climb on counters and shit. And then I gotta go do some acres of yard work. Gotta get it back on later and play some Arc Raiders. Probably stream it so you guys can see how bad we suck at it. Let's close the desktop audio again. Anyways, hopefully you guys learned some shit from that. If you guys didn't know about that initiative, well, now you do. Expect it to be here in the US, because it will be. Just like the Apple debacle in the UK with the whole lightning cable to USB-C. I mean, you can thank the EU for that. Now Apple has to use USB-C on all this shit instead of a different cord for every iteration. Which is pretty damn nice. I do enjoy plugging my iPad in with the same cable that I use on my Android. It is sweet. Anyways. We'll see how badly we get banned or copyright hit strike, all that shit just for showing that. But you get the point now. We're about freedom. Not about that totalitarian bullshit. Live on our feet before we die on our knees. Or we'll die on our feet before we live on our knees. I don't know how that saying goes, but anyways, you get the point. Anyways, hopefully this was entertaining or educational, because otherwise I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. Definitely don't like the sound of my own voice, let alone to see myself on a camera, and then the thought of it being seen worldwide. Kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Like the analytics, for instance. That shit's wild. To see how many... So from start of stream till about, I don't know, 8 in the morning. So from about 5 to 8. Almost all Australia, UK, Ireland. It's wild. And then from like 8 till about, I don't know, 10 is when it all becomes US and this whole side. It's wild. And to see the percentages of... Because half the time, you look at the numbers on the side of like, say, Twitch or YouTube, and it's like, it shows one person viewing. It shows maybe two. It's like, okay, what is the point of this? I'm pretty much speaking to nobody. But then you look at the analytics when it's all done and said, and it's like, holy shit, there's more people that saw this. That's freaky deaky. And then to let alone my face to be all over it, and then the world hearing me talk shit to these birds as they screech and scream, and me threaten to murder them with barbecue sauce, as I'm about to do now. That's just the alarm clock telling me to get off this shit. So anyways, I'm done yapping. It's been fun. I'll catch you guys later. You guys have a good day. If you're working, if you're at home playing with yourself, well, enjoy that too. And it's comments like that why I'm not a family friendly streamer. Y'all have a good one.